Hey, welcome back to Holistically Healthy TV. I am your host, Jim Burdumy, and this is episode 6. And today I'm going to take you for a little tour around the studio. I'm going to show you some of the essential things that you would need if you're thinking about building your own home gym. So yes, this studio is in my home, but this is a little bit more elaborate than most home gyms will be. But I did used to have a home gym before we moved into this house. In our old house, instead of having a gym membership, I felt like it was cheaper and a better option for me to just be able to walk right down the steps and do my workout in my house. And so I wanted to share some of those things with you. If there's, especially with the colder weather coming, at least for us, we're in January right now on the East Coast. It's pretty cold out today. It's around 40, 41 is the high. So doing some exercise in your house would eliminate any excuses for saying, oh, I don't want to go to the gym today, or it's too cold, or if the gym is here and you work here and you feel like, oh, okay, well, my house is over this way, then I have to go this way to get to the gym, and then I have to drive twice as far to get home. So this way, if you have a gym in your house, you can just go home, work out, no questions asked. So we're going to be doing a little mobile, so I'm going to grab the tripod and walk around with you and show you a couple of things. A lot of these things are going to be inexpensive or fairly cheap, because that's one of the benefits of being able to do a home gym. So I know some of this stuff, everybody lives in different size houses. Some people are gonna have more space, some people are gonna have less space. Maybe you can store some of this in a shed out back if you have any kind of storage that way. So just kind of keep some of those things in mind as you're watching the video. And of course, if you ever have any questions, comments, please leave them down below. Thank you for any of the people that are commenting and interacting with me on social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or something like that. I really appreciate the support, but I'd really like more people to interact and leave comments below and just kind of start talking, building this little community of people that really want to improve their health, their wellness, their well-being. And so we can all help each other out. Okay, so let's get started. So here we go. I'll try to keep it as unshaky as possible. All right, so first things first. This tire, super cheap. When I say cheap, it literally cost me $0 to get this. I went to a local place that actually has people buy tires. They pay this person to come pick up the tires from them. He extracts all the metal out of it. I called and I said, hey, any way I can get one of the tires that you have at your place? He said, yeah, absolutely, come by. So I only needed one. This is about 210 pounds. He said it was a cement truck tire. It's basically brand new. And then what I did was I went on Craigslist and show you these. So this is a 20-pound Sledge Hammer, which I call Mjolnir, Thor, and a 10-pound Sledge Hammer. And it was an old landscaper, and he was getting rid of a lot of his equipment. And so I said to him, I said, well, how much you want for them? And they said $25 for both of them. And I said, well, that's amazing, because you can't even get a 16-pound sledgehammer at Home Depot for less than $60. So this was a 20-pound sledgehammer. So what I did was I soaked the heads in vinegar, because that kind of got all the rust off of them and any of the stuff that was on them. And then I spray painted them black. Good to go. So really simple. Obviously, sledgehammer slams are really good for the tire. A couple other things that you can do for a tire, or with a tire, is use it to flip, use it to jump on top of. If you have a nice manila rope, or a TRX, which is the next thing I was going to get to. If you have a TRX, you can always screw an eye bolt right through the tread of the tire here. Right through the top right there, screw the eye bolt in there. Have the carabiner hook right through, and you can do some pulls with the tire. So that's a really good exercise as well. You can get a nice little circuit from just using a tire alone. Next thing, TRX. This is a really good piece of equipment. It's a suspension training. Sorry, I'm moving around so much. I noticed the lighting is a lot better here. The suspension training is really good for building body weight resistance, using body weight resistance, and building up that kind of strength. So if you can't do a chin-up yet, using a chin-up bar or any kind of squat rack or anything like that you might be able to implement into your home, this is a really good alternative, and it comes with some pretty cool accessories too. So I've had these lined up. Let's see if I can just do that. Really appreciate your patience on this one. So this is a door anchor that TRX offers. You hook this over the top of the door, close the door. This gets wedged in there like this. You hook the carabiner on right here, and then you can do your body weight exercises. So for any of you that travel, hotels, anything like that, you can even do it. So hotels, hook it over the door in the hotel room. Make sure to put the do not disturb sign on the handle. But then you can get your workouts in wherever you go. That was actually TRX's slogan, I think, years ago. It's a gym in a bag. Then they have this. It's a strap that you can use outside. So if you're in a park or something like that, and you have your little TRX carrying bag, you bring it with you. You can throw this around a tree, or you can use this. I hooked it up into the ceiling. So that's probably the best option, especially for home use. If you have enough clearance, I would say get a bolt like that, get a couple bolts and that fastener. I got that at Home Depot. I think it probably cost me, I don't know, $10. TRX sells a ceiling mount for I think $25. You can always use something like that too. TRX is a really good option. Okay, next thing, huge. Everybody needs an exercise ball. Swiss balls are amazing tools. You can use them for stretching, you can use them for conditioning, you can use them for core stabilization, rehabilitation. They are absolutely amazing. They're usually based off of your height. So 55 centimeters for someone who is, I believe, 5'7" and lower or shorter, possibly 5'8". There's a whole chart that you can find online. You just type in stability ball or Swiss ball size chart, something like that, and you'll be able to find it, no problem. But everybody needs a Swiss ball in their home, and definitely home gym, but even in their home anyway. You can use it as a chair, something like that. Dumbbells. So you can get adjustable dumbbells, which are a really good option. But if you didn't want to get adjustable dumbbells, what you could do is you can go on Craigslist like I did. And hello. So this was a really cool option because it's a big space saver. It's a vertical dumbbell holder that fits the hexagon ones, hexagon type dumbbells, and that's a really good option for getting a lot of different size dumbbells in a vertical location, as opposed to having those long racks, because that can take up a lot of room. So for a home gym, a vertical one would be really, really good. They are a little rare now, but you could probably still find them online, fairly inexpensive. That one was $200 for all the weights included too. So I thought that was a really good deal. The other thing I was going to show you is a dowel. A dowel is a really good tool for stretching, for even doing some of the exercises, some exercises on a Swiss ball, and making sure that you're kind of keeping proper alignment, especially if you're working out with a friend who's coming over to work out with you, or a spouse. If you guys are motivating each other, that's awesome. But a dowel is a really good way to show that, and that's actually probably a good video to do. I'll show you guys some of that stuff that I do with my clients. The last thing I wanted to show you, well, I did already mention some kind of chin-up bar system, whether it's the Iron Gym or if you have room in your house for a squat rack. You can typically get them anywhere from $300 to $500. It's not essential, but it's a good option. The other thing is that another DIY project is a box. Okay, so you have, this is the way I made the box right here. So I got some 2x6s, and then I have a 3/4 inch plywood right here, and then a half inch plywood here in the top, 3/4 inch piece of rubber. And then what I did was I drilled a couple holes through the plank here, and I tied knots through the bottom here, if you could see that. And then that created a handle, and I did that on both sides. What I did was I put chest clips on the sides of the boxes. And so I lined them up, stacked them on top of each other, lined them up this way, and I put one box on top of the other, and you can lock them in place. Chest clips are really inexpensive. You can get them at any hardware store, but when you lock them in place, then they won't move. You can jump on top of them, but if you have two equal sized boxes, you can always put them side by side, and you can stand on it to do Jefferson squats or something like that. Really good option. So I hope this video, it's already up to 10 minutes. I hope this video was helpful for you. Being able to give yourself a no excuses option to be able to work out at home is really good. You know what? I'm sorry. A couple more things. I had this lined up on the table and I should have just went over it then. Sandbag, I showed you that video on how to create the sandbag. If you didn't see that, I'll link that up below. Medicine balls, I got these pretty fairly cheaply, but another DIY option. You get a small mini basketball, poke a hole through it, buy a tire repair kit, probably a couple dollars, fill it with sand, wrap the hell out of it with duct tape, and you got a medicine ball. So this one is 6.6 pounds. This one is probably about, I would say 13 pounds. And so nice, and it doesn't bounce, of course, too. So when you just drop it, it's not gonna pop up and hit you in the face. Sometimes the balls bounce and you have to be careful if you're slamming the balls. Make sure they're not popping up or bouncing all over the place. Another thing, I actually got this for free from my cousin. Great tool. They're typically a little expensive, but this is a weight vest. This goes all the way up to 50 pounds. Great tool. If you saw the video on Instagram earlier where I had some bruises on my shoulder here, that's from the weight vest. So really great tool, makes exercises a lot harder, gets the heart rate up there. I threw that on with about 25 pounds in it or 20 pounds in it on Saturday, and we went to the farmer's market, and I walked to the farmer's market, and actually my wife wore it on the way back, but it's a great tool for conditioning, exercise, etc. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Again, please subscribe below. Please ask me any questions. If there's anything that you want to see on the show, any comments, suggestions, things like that, I'm always open to it. I'd love to hear from you. Question of the day. I want to know, 2015 was a big year for movies, right? And I'm a really big movie person. So the question of the day is, what was the best movie that you saw in 2015, or just what's the best movie that you saw lately? I'd really love to hear it. So until next time, I'm Jim Burdumy, and please keep watching, because together we're getting healthier every day. Have a good one.